mics are live. Hello, everybody, and we are here. We're ready to go. How are you today?
Good.
I'm doing pretty good. I think that mic is a little bit on the hot side, so we're going to go ahead and just turn that right down. There we go. Now we're a little bit better. Feel better about the world?
Great. Feeling great about it.
Wonderful.
Welcome, everybody, to the Connect Show with Jon and Tracy, where we join you each week to provide you with the resources to be successful.
We are on this journey together, and it'd be wonderful to hear how we can help you. Please email us at ideas at the Connect Show with different ways that we could help you in your journey.
And please like and subscribe if you're listening to this on podcast, LinkedIn, YouTube, or the Facebooks. If you'd like to join us over here in Zoom land, Kim put some stuff over there on Facebook and LinkedIn, I believe, to get you right in here, a bit.ly link.
And that will be super handy. So today our guests are Melissa Etzler and Jonathan Hyder. And we have the whole gang here in the studio. We got fresh coffee. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Nice to see everybody today.
All new setup. It's great. Coming up next week, we have another exciting show with Lynn Karazi, the data magician, and Thomas Gay, who is a designer of a new social media platform that most of you probably have never heard of. That's going to be pretty exciting.
I'm looking forward to that. Tell me a little bit about that social media platform. Do you know anything about it?
Mm-hmm. It was called Tribe Up,
mm-hmm.
but I'm not going to spill the beans on what it's called now, so people don't go searching for it. They're going to have to wait.
Ah, wow. So this is about building community, it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward.
Relationships and community.
So we said share your information in the chat, put your name and your LinkedIn profile, and if you have an opportunity, put your ideal client, who we could refer you to help you grow your business and do a little bit better.
So everybody knows that I have a business called Small Business Milwaukee, and we do a bunch of virtual networking events also. So I thought I'd share a few of those with us. We have the book club on Wednesdays. Kim is hosting a new breakfast club on the first and third Mondays. She will probably put all this information in the chat. And then we have our regular events, the think tanks, our events with our pitch guy and our radio show host guy. So, I mean, just go visit our website for all those different events. We're constantly looking for new ones too. So if you have any cool ideas or want to get in front of the camera and have your own show, contact us.
Absolutely. It's a great way to get out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the next one is we want to share the expansive event coming up. And
Thursday night.
Yeah, so that's Thursday night. And what that is it's going to be a grand opening for this beautiful space. And it's going to be from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. on Thursday night. And it's here at 11220 West Burleigh in Wauwatosa.
And we're all going to be here.
We're all going to be here. It's going to be a party. It's going to be great.
So this month we're talking about organization. I think we're actually on our last week.
We are.
For organization and course creation.
Mm-hmm.
So we were going to ask each other what our go-to organizational tools are that we really like to use.
Yeah, what is your go-to organization tool?
Google Sheets.
Google Sheets. You do make some nice Google Sheets.
Google Sheets is the number one. Then Google Word. Then Word.
Mm-hmm.
Or Google Docs.
Yeah.
I don't think anything tops that.
If you had one thing that you'd like to do different or add, what would it be?
I would like to add colored tabs on my Google Sheets.
On the bottom?
No, on the top. They're always green. They're green all the way across.
Oh my.
And I must have like 7 or 8 Google Sheets up all the time, and they're all green.
Oh, I see.
And I want them to be color coded. I want a rainbow up there because unfortunately I do hold a lot of tabs opened because I go in and out of them frequently throughout the day, and I don't want to keep bringing them back up, so they just stay there, but they're all green. So here I am clicking in between each one, trying to find the one that I want to get to.
I hate to be the one to ask, but did you Google it?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I already researched it, and
All
it
right.
just does not exist that I could find. So if you guys know of a way, please tell me, help me out.
Yeah.
How about you?
I
Your
think
go-to organization tool?
my go-to organizational tool is Evernote, and I've been using it for a long time. I like it because you can speech to text. So that helps a lot. The tags was a huge shift for me when I started adding tags to each of my notes. That made a big difference in how I was able to organize things. Very happy about that. And what else?
Is it color-coded?
It's not very, it's pretty green. It's pretty green and gray. So I think they could do better on color coding. But the speech to text works great because when I'm driving, I can put the phone on the steering wheel and then just hit the microphone and then just start rattling off stuff. Now, it would be even better if I went back to those notes and then read them and then did something with them. But a lot of times I just ramble all these great ideas and then I come back to them like 6 months later and go, wow, that was a really great idea. I should have done that.
Oh, I might have to take up on that tool for that purpose alone.
Yep.
Another
well.
tool that I thought of while you were talking was start.me. I like that tool a lot too. So that is like a whole page of all of your links. I have them for each client.
My mouth, I miss my mouth with my coffee, so that's
I
why I was
didn't see
laughing.
it, so
it
you're
was well.
good.
I just threw it out there, so little awkward for everybody. Okay, we'll get through it. We do have a new thing going on, which is the Epic Networking.
We changed the name.
I know, it was Epic Networking, and now it is the Connect Show Mastermind with a big M. And starting in April, we're going to create an online course in 30 days. And this is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be really easy, and I can't wait to share how we are going to create a course. And I don't know what I just did, but that's okay. What did I do, Kim? We have extra eyes in here, so I think I said something wrong. I went rogue
You're supposed
again.
to say, what did I do, Gilman? Gilman, help me out.
Yes.
Well, you just did my networking report.
Oh, no, but you got to go into it. Like you're going to go deep.
Explain it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's on the slide, you know, it's on the script. This is how Chris Rock got in trouble. He was reading the script and boom, he gets slapped. I just got slapped.
Oh boy, oh boy.
There we go.
That had to come up at some point somewhere. That had to.
So getting organized is a sign of self-respect, and that is from Gabrielle Bernstein.
Is there vitamins for the soul? Can they hear me?
Yeah, they can. They can hear you. There we go. That's a much better camera. So let's hear from all of you. What do you use for organization to help your business thrive? Who'd you like to call in first?
Let me see. Let me change my view.
There we go.
Oh, look at all these peeps. Oh, Bill's got his hand up.
There we go.
OneNote. OneNote is fabulous. It's endless. It's infinite. It's customizable. And it's instantly available anywhere on the planet, anytime you need it, just like that. It opens quick. It's just fabulous.
Nice. I always get OneNote and Evernote confused.
I can see that.
They both have note in it.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonable mix-up, definitely. Yeah.
How about Taylor Scott? Great to see you, Taylor.
Great to see you guys. I use OneNote a lot too, but also Excel and my calendar. I like to stay on top of my calendar a lot, so that helps. And it's color coded, so there you go.
I know. I do use my Google Calendar a lot, yes. And I do use the colors. How about Sarah Deacon?
Similar to Taylor, I use my calendar a lot. I have also piles of Post-it notes right here beside me. But yeah, I tend when I clean up my desk, I tend to put my ideas in a notebook and also on Google Sheets like you, Tracy. I have a big sheet that's called Many Ideas, and it's got many ideas in it.
Nice. Peter.
Good morning, all. I use what everybody else is using, but I do use my calendar a lot to make sure that I have everything on there. And if it's not on my calendar, I miss it because I didn't put it on there. So if someone can figure out a way to remind me to put things on my calendar, that'd be great.
You could put like the string around your middle finger technique.
Oh, my middle finger. Wow. Okay, Chris Rock.
Okay, how about Mary?
Thank you so much, Tracy. I just love this group. I use pretty much everything that was also discussed. In addition to that, every Monday morning, when I sit down with my coffee, I make my list for the week. And then behind my computer where you can't see, I have a dry erase board. And the dry erase board is focused on clients and prospects. So I update that usually like a Sunday night kind of thing, because that's also a way for me to prioritize as I'm going through the week of, the clients and the prospects have to come first. And then there's the rest of the stuff I have to do.
I like that you organize it by saying the beginning, like you have a focus time. Tanya. I always want to say Tanya, but I think it's Tanya.
Mm-hmm.
I did it right. Yes.
Correct. It's Tanya. Good morning. So a good CRM. I have a couple of different ones, one for the law firm, which is only for law firms, and then the one for the businesses, groove.cm. So it does keep everything kind of organized in there, and definitely the calendar. Everything I have to do is always on the calendar. If it's not there, it won't get done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you put your to-do list on the calendar, or do you have a to-do list and a calendar?
I put my to-do list on the calendar. So that way, when I'm doing things, I don't have to worry about when am I going to have time to do something else. So everything's already there, and it's very easy. It's my calendar. So if I need to change things around, I do, but then I always have the peace of mind that everything is going to get done because it has its space in my life already.
I remember talking about this when you were a guest on the show, and I remember saying, well, what if you're having a conflict, like you don't want to do what you told yourself to do or something? Then what do you do?
Right.
How about Van?
Hey, good morning. Three things really. Notepad, paper, but on top of that, what everyone else is using too. For within the firm, OneNote. Use Asana for project management for onboarding new clients, so we don't drop balls and get everything covered. And then an accounting database for keeping track of prospect work.
Nice. Karen.
Morning, everyone. I use multiple sources to keep track of everything because I do many different things. So my base is my planner. I have just started putting my appointments into my phone so that I can have a notification and keep on track with that. I also have a project book that, because I teach some classes and I'm doing some presentations, I'm keeping track of the projects that I've got going on so that I can have proper planning time. And then I put that into my planner. So, and every night before I go to sleep, I have a little piece of paper using the Eisenhower matrix to prioritize what's important and urgent, what's important and not urgent, etc. And so I prioritize my day the night before. So when I wake up, I jump out of bed and I know exactly what I have to do first.
That's a new word for me. Eisenhower matrix.
Mm-hmm.
In
I
Stephen
don't know what that
Covey's
is, but it
book.
sounds really smart.
Stephen Covey?
Yep.
That's not a new word. We were talking about him yesterday. Debbie.
You know me, I'm just old school. I just use Excel, my calendar, my big old brain, and fly by the seat of my pants. No, I use a lot of reminders on my phone, especially for things that are time sensitive, something that might have to get paid or something like that. I'll put reminders on my phone so it actually alerts me. But otherwise, I just use Excel because of all the different tabs on the bottom. So because I have my hands in so many different companies and things I'm working on. So I might have different task lists right in that spreadsheet. So it's all in one. And then I'm learning OneNote, just not there yet. So, but nothing exotic.
Well, that all works for you because you're pretty organized.
Mm-hmm.
I have to be. I can't be meddling in everybody's businesses if I'm not. Yeah, so works. That works for me.
All right, we have a couple more peeps. Barry.
Okay, so I'm also a very strong Google Calendar user and Google Docs. I ditched the paperback version of digital planners and everything's all digital now. I like Google because it tells you when you have a conflict when you're trying to schedule something. I am learning Groove. I use another tool called Linktree. And if anybody's heard of its free service, it puts all my links in a database. So I just have to give one link versus 20 links. And in my emails, what I do is I said I email for each one of my companies and my projects I'm working on. So if I'm doing my film podcast, there's a special email for that. If I'm doing a connected networker podcast, an email for that. So it keeps the email specialized. So I know if I'm getting emails at my film podcast, it's all related to the film podcast show. Either they want to be on the show or they have some talk about that. So that's what I'm doing. I haven't really got into CRM yet because I'm too early, but that's what I do with the email and Linktree and Google Calendar.
Yeah, that Linktree can be pretty helpful.
Is start.me like Linktree or is it different?
It's similar, but different.
So it's called start.me. Okay, I'll check that.
Start.me, yeah. You can have multiple pages and you can organize them in blocks all over the page. Like it's always up on my.
Oh, it's a way to start. Yeah,
it's
that's
like
a great
having
idea.
all of your bookmarks in one central place.
Oh, that's such a great idea.
Okay.
So any computer you're on, you just log into start.me. So you don't, it's because most of the time your bookmarks are based on your computer.
Yeah.
And this is just, it's cloud based. So wherever you are, you can get to them.
That's great.
Kim.
Let's see if this works.
Kim, you got to find the mute button.
I know. I have to find myself. Am I echoing?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I use all the tools Tracy uses. The end.
We're trying something new and we have Kim in the room today. So this is going to get crazy in a minute. It's going to get off that chain or something like that. Is that what they say? I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not young.
All right.
Oh, that's it?
I think I got everybody.
Oh my goodness.
Except for Melissa, but we'll ask Melissa when she comes
We'll ask
out.
Melissa. Yeah, we'll ask her in a minute.
When there's silence, I
We're
always wanna
ready
talk.
for
There
the
goes somebody.
networking report. For the first time, I'm giving it live in Studio A5. That's really fun. Jon talked a lot about what's coming up from what was Epic is now going to be the Connect Show Mastermind. So 4 to 6 week courses, and we're going to try to get some live guests. So if you have something that you really master and you want to help teach others, we meet every Friday on Zoom at 10 a.m. Central, and I will add links for that in the chat. I have no idea where I'm looking. Okay, I think, sorry, first time in A5. So this upcoming Friday, we're going to start working on course creation, and Jon is going to be teaching courses. Chances are you probably already have the material to get you started. So with Jon's help and the rest of our friends that are going to join us at 10 a.m. Central on Zoom, we're going to be ready to go. So if you guys have any topics that you would like for a mastermind, please let us know at ideas@theconnectshow.com. We really would like to use what people are going to need. So if you have a need or a want, do you want to write a book? Do you want to, some topics that we talked about were writing a book, doing this course creation, which is very easy, according to Jon. I don't know, I don't have any courses created. What was another one we talked about? Doing podcasts, creating your own podcast line. Trying to remember the other one. There is one that Sarah Deacon wanted to do really bad, and I think it was really kind of based on public speaking, getting your name out there, and how do you do it? Where do you start? All those kinds of topics. So also, if you have topics that you'd like to see, put it in the chat. And as soon as I get back to my computer, I will take a look and jot them down. Networking report live, all done.
That was, I can't say it, but Kim, I really enjoyed having you in the studio.
It's been fun. You look like you're totally nightclubbing it right
Doesn't
now.
it? I know. We're gonna get some.
You need like some sparkles and one of those balls with the shimmering things behind you.
A little Armin van Buren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'll be back to the chat, and I will link to our brand new mastermind.
We'll be calling this Connect Ultra soon. So with a lifetime of experience as a quad amputee, seasoned Paralympic swimmer, and accessibility designer, Jonathan brings a worldly perspective unmatched, fueled by his desire to trailblaze for future generations and those whose voices aren't heard. He has set out to be the change.
Jonathan thrives to find unique and out-of-the-box solutions to overcome any form of obstacle that stands in the way. Alongside his mission statements of using what you've got and components of you, Jonathan's unique outlook and determination serves as a model. We are all more than one of our characteristics. Welcome, Jonathan.
Well, thank you, Tracy and Jon. It's glad to be here.
So what's your best organization tool that you use?
So I love to use a lot of like the cloud services. Like I use SharePoint and I use like OneDrive, and having those and having like the different folders and like this folder is for proposals, this folder is for templates, this folder is for this, and then have another folder that I have like Excel sheets all linked inside of. So it's like having all of these different folders all on the cloud services. So it's off my computer, so I can do it whether I'm like on my own computer or on my phone, or if I'm on somebody else's computer, like I can just kind of hop online and go to the cloud service, download what I need or edit what I need online and do it that way. It's just really helpful to use the online services.
Yeah.
And we have a little goofy plug there. Let's see if that fixes it. There we go. Now we're live. Yeah. So you retired from swimming at 19 and then went off to college to receive your bachelor's in architecture with a minor in real estate. Why not stay in that?
So I think one of the biggest things is my whole life's purpose has always been about advocacy. It's been about making that change, breaking that glass ceiling. And so every step of the way that I've gone has been doing that. And so I did that when I worked in architecture. I did that when I was a Paralympic swimmer. And now I'm doing that now as a keynote speaker. And so it's all about opening those doors for future generations and more people to get into certain fields. Like when you said the field of architecture, that they hire people with disabilities to work in these firms. Now that they've seen that I've done it, I've been in a couple different firms, and they see that it's easy to hire somebody with an disability, that they can easily learn the software and be able to excel in that program.
So your purpose or your mission is changing since you've been to school for architecture, and you just keep evolving into somebody else.
I would say my purpose has always been the same, but I think the evolution of how
you've gotten to that.
Absolutely has definitely changed over the years. So still trying to keep with the same purpose of the advocacy and having the voices that aren't heard. But ever evolving. I like the way you said that. Fantastic.
Nice. So your mission of the components of you as a major aspect of your business, can you dive deeper into what the background is of that and how that came to be?
Yeah, so one of my things is, so the components of you is this kind of overall theory that I use with my business and have always used. And I like to compare it to like a pot of chili. We all love chili. Up here in Wisconsin, we love our booyah. But I like to take a big pot of whatever you want to call it, and everybody has their spices on their spice rack. And so you have your very generic spices, like your salt and pepper. That's just kind of the very kind of visible stuff that you see. That's like your gender, your religion, your race, that kind of stuff. But then you've got your secret spices. And those are like the components that make up who you are. And all of these different spices on the spice rack get dumped into your big pot of chili. And these are all of the different components that make you unique and make you special and create this individuality of who you are. And love to just kind of teach that to people, that there's so much more than just the diversity of a group of people, but the individual characteristics of the components of you that make you unique in your own way.
Nice. So then what about like the noodles you got different kinds of meat. Sometimes you put turkey in or hamburger. I mean, that can really be that's a complex analogy, chili.
Well, and then you look at it, and those kind of things, and those are kind of like those experiences that then settle into your soup and your chili. Is that those are things that the experience that you've had then, become even bigger components of that pot of chili, like you said, like the beans themselves.
And get spicy sometimes.
They can get spicy sometimes. There are days when that pot of chili is oh so spicy, but it's just you roll with the punches, and sometimes it's a little spicier than you want it to be, but that's life.
So since we're talking about chili, I think the important question is bean, no bean.
Ooh, I'm going to say bean on that one.
Yeah, I'm about beans also.
You're a bean?
How about you?
I used to make a chili, and it was a Texas chili. At least I called it Texas chili. I don't know if it actually was, but I just put the whole cow in there. And so you had just giant chunks of steak in it and no beans, because that seemed like something that they would do in Texas, which I've never been there, so I don't know. I have no clue. I just made this up because I thought it was great.
Because he was a restaurant owner in his previous life.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to try your Texas chili sometime. That sounds fantastic.
Maybe we should have a Connect Show chili cook-off at the company picnic.
Oh, well, I'm sold.
There we go. I think we're on to something.
Yeah.
I think we are on to something. So I'll just let you ask all the questions, because you're doing a great job at it while I click all these buttons. There's just so many buttons to click. I want to click some more. There we go.
Okay. So reflecting on key moments is a key to your business. So if you could pinpoint a time period in your career that made a huge difference in your life or career path, what would that be and why?
There's been so many different points in my life from career-wise. I think one of the biggest points was when I was a up-and-coming Paralympic swimmer. I was at a swim meet, actually in Texas, ironically, speaking about Texas, in San Antonio for a swim meet. And the head coach, who had passed away recently, Jimmy Flowers, of the resident team, had approached me and said, "Hey, I see your potential. I see your skills. I would love for you to come train under me at the Olympic and Paralympic Training Center." And so that was such a pivotal moment, that to have somebody like that believe in me and believe that I could do something successful. And so the opportunity to go train out at the Olympic and Paralympic Training Center then shifted my mindset and even got me into the keynote speaking, because I did a lot of traveling for the Paralympics while I was there, speaking on what the Paralympics were and the importance of advocating for disabled sports. And so that then shifted my career again into keynote speaking and workshop facilitation. So if I hadn't met Jimmy Flowers in San Antonio, I don't know where I would be today. And it's just kind of those key moments that happen in our lives that send us in a direction that we wouldn't have seen otherwise.
Yeah, that is so true about the part about where he saw something in you that you didn't see in yourself.
Yeah.
I was just doing a think tank last night, and we had a quote that just said the same thing, that said treat people how, I forget how it went, but it was something about treating them about how you think of what they can accomplish in their life, because then they will accomplish it. Like they'll do it,
Wow.
If you treat them as if they could already have done it, they will step up to the plate and do it.
Yeah,
so that's what that guy did for you. That's like it's great when people do that.
Yeah, and and those are the things that it's just these people come into your lives, and you just I think that quote, like I said from last night's discussion, was just so powerful, and like how people can come into your life like that and completely pivot the course of your direction.
But you have to be willing to receive it.
You have to be willing.
willing to see it,
and not just brush it off, and not just think, oh, this person's just.
And you got to take the chance, and you've got to, like, you did all the hard work. That person just recognized your ability, but you actually took the risk and did all the stuff.
Yeah, definitely a two-way street with that. Yeah, you have to recognize it, you have to respect it, and then you have to go after it. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's good stuff. That's inspirational for today.
It is. It is very inspirational. So do you have an offer or something that you're doing? How do you work with people, and how can they get in contact with you?
So yeah, you can go onto my website, split-star.com. You can contact me there. I've got my calendar links. I've got my contact information all on there. Companies looking to really put out change in their business. They're looking for inclusive strategies for positive change. To create a healthier environment within their office, within their environment, whether they're expanding and growing, or whether they want to realign their missions, or they want to reestablish what it's like for diversity and inclusion, and to be a more open and accepting environment.
So you do a lot of keynote speaking, but are you dabbling into the course stuff yet, or no?
I've started a little bit.
Okay.
I've definitely started offering some programs for diversity and inclusion, but I also have my kind of headlining keynotes as well that I do for conferences. So if conferences are looking in that regard as well.
It's great. I don't think I'm good on questions.
It's time for look who's knocking. I think that's
for businesses, opportunities knocking.
I know, but with the segment,
but
we're gonna knock some ideas around.
But first, quick, I just wanted to make sure that Kim put Jonathan's link in the chat for the Connect show. Okay, because I can't see the chat. Awesome. So then you guys can all reach out to him. Thanks so much for coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose you're used to it. Right.
Okay. Somebody's knocking. Yep.
That's probably Bill. Somebody's got a ring there.
Yep. So we're just going to quick hit mute on this.
Are people watching me right now?
Yep.
Oh, hi, everybody.
Oh, no, they're not.
Okay, good. They can hear me, though, because they can see him laughing.
All right, now we have the headphones back in, and we are good to go in just 1 second. But I think what we'll do, since we have this time, is you're on camera, so you're live, and we just want to quick stall some time. And now we don't have to stall any more time because we are doing great.
Great.
All right, everybody, I'm back. Our timing was a little askew, so.
But it's fun to be in the studio and mess things up for John a little bit. Are you having fun with that?
This is how we make it happen, is by seeing how everybody gets to move around the room.
Yeah,
You think this is a huge room, but it's not.
but it's still fun. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about, it's the marketing moment. Did we have a marketing moment picture? Did they get to see it?
It's on right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't really see. So today we're going to talk about some simple tips for SEO. SEO is search engine optimization. I'm not going to go in super deep. I don't know a ton about the subject, but some of the basics that you need to understand. Tracy, she knows our SEO. So when you need SEO help, contact her. But to get the basics, research the keywords for your business and use them on your Google My Business, on your website, on your LinkedIn. Use those keywords everywhere. It's really important to help brand yourself. Next, we're going to talk about keeping your pages more simple. You should not have much more of a load time per page than 3 seconds. People will leave, they'll get bored. And those are 2 big tips that I'm going to give you just in itself for SEO. I don't have my list in front of me. So Jon and Tracy, are you ready for Miss Melissa? All right, I'm going to unplug. I'm going to run over there and spotlight Melissa.
Oh, okay.
And we're rolling.
Well, wait 1 second. I think we got to put something over the top of you to cover this up. There we go.
Yeah, there.
We lost the volume again.
Yeah, I can't hear anything. Can you
There
hear
we
me?
go. There.
Can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
There we go.
Because our mics weren't on, so that's why they couldn't hear us. But
Great.
there's a lot to take in. But
It
that's
is.
why we needed that little second to just kind of adjust.
Welcome, Butch. I didn't see you earlier, so welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
And we're on to our next guest.
We are.
Melissa Etzler is an entrepreneur and coach for the past 9 years. She loves to help people be more productive with their time and truly enjoy what they do. That's why she started her virtual service business. They help CEOs and small business owners lighten their load and create time-saving systems specializing in project management.
And each virtual executive assistant is certified exclusively by us, ensuring that they have the tools, skills, and commitment. And by us, we mean Melissa. When Melissa's not building her new business, she's a mom of 3 beautiful kids and a wife to an amazing husband. She absolutely loves animal rescue and is working hard to bring future visions of rescue to fruition.
Welcome, Melissa.
Thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Our question for today was organizational tools. What are some of your favorite organizational tools?
My main favorite is Google Workspace. So just like you, Tracy, I love using everything Google, the sheets, the docs. I even use Google Draw. I use Google Presentation. I use the slides. I use all of it. And I like it because it keeps everything in one central location and I can access it from a lot of different things. I can also add my tasks onto my calendar. So just like a few others have mentioned how they like having their to-do list on their calendar, that's what I really like to do too, because then I make sure I get everything done. And I like that it has the little tasks too, so it's not just an event. And there's just a lot of different things you can use in there. And you don't have to worry about trying to learn a bunch of different softwares and not have shiny object syndrome, chasing after the new latest craze and then trying to figure that out when the last one wasn't even figured out yet. So I like keeping things simple, because when you keep things simple, you get more done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we use Google Slides for the show, actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah, I didn't know there was a Google Draw though.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's great.
Hmm.
You can really do anything with Google Draw.
Yeah. What is the best way that you prioritize your tasks so that you don't have to have a hard deadline?
So when I have new tasks that pop up, sometimes prioritizing it can get a little muddy because when is this deadline due? Especially when you're an entrepreneur, you get to create your own deadlines. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, when do I want to create it for? A week from now, 2 weeks from now. And when you don't have a hard deadline, it's really hard to prioritize stuff. And then you'll start one thing, leave it, start another thing, not finish it yet. And it just keeps piling on top of each other. Now you have a lot of unfinished projects. But when you prioritize things and when you look at your schedule and you take your schedule as looking at it like, this is me taking my word to myself. This is me committing to myself. I'm going to do what's on my schedule. And I know earlier you were like, well, what happens if you don't want to do what you put on your schedule? Well, you do it anyway. Even if you're uncomfortable, it's on your schedule. It's just building that commitment to yourself and having that relationship to yourself where your word matters. And when you put something on your schedule, you do it. And that's just keeping that commitment to yourself. And you can definitely change things around if you want to, if your priorities change. But I always like to look at the quarter, look at my top 3 priorities for the next 3 months and really figure everything out in those top 3 priorities, because then everybody can focus, all the team members are on the same page, and it's just more clear communication that I like.
That is such a powerful statement to be true to yourself and to believe yourself. And I think that is such an important part of making goals, because if you make a goal that I want to be rich, which is vague, that's hard and impossible. But if you make a goal that says I want to make $100 this week, that's clear and precise, and it's also attainable. And you create that the layers of belief and trust in yourself, and that I think that's so important. That's such a great point that you made.
Yeah.
So how can business owners, what could they do to get more done in a week?
So my favorite thing to do to get more time is something that I already mentioned. So every Friday I evaluate my week, and then I also start prepping for the next week. So what I do is I put my entire to-do list, I do a whole brain dump, download, whatever you want to call it, put everything down, things I didn't finish from the previous week, and I just write it down. Then that following Monday is when I fill out my entire schedule for the week. And so the next day I don't wake up and I'm like, what am I going to do today? Who do I have to call? What do I have to look at again? That saves me about 30 minutes of mental capacity where I don't have to think about what am I doing today? Who do I have to call? What time do I have to do that again? I don't have to worry about that because it's already done. And then if my brain does start to worry and say, Melissa, you have to do this, I just tell myself, we already got it covered. It's on the schedule. It's no big deal. And then we move on. And then my mental space is so much more ready to really be focused on more things too. So when I do have my focus time, I'm not worried about, when is that getting done again? We already know. And then we just keep moving forward. And it shortens so much time of thinking. That's really what it shortens, is how much time do I take thinking about what I'm going to be doing. And sometimes for some of us, it is a half hour in the morning every day where it's like, okay, what am I going to be doing today? And when you already have it all figured out, you eliminate that. And then you eliminate that worry too of, when does this have to get done? When am I doing it? I don't know what to do. So it's for somebody who has anxiety too, it helps my anxiety, especially in the beginning of the day, like, okay, I've got this, no big deal. And it doesn't work for everybody. You can try it out and see if it works for you, or change some things around and see what truly works, because it's not always a one size fits all. It's what works best for you and what's going to help you, fulfill your dreams and your goals that you have.
Yeah, and I think this is like one of those things in your business that when you go into business, you're not expecting to have to master this situation.
Right.
But if you don't master it, you're not going to be able to grow, because if you can't get through this part, you can't add on more to do even more.
No, because if you start adding on more, that's when things start getting really muddy and a lot of people start getting frustrated. And that's one great way to prevent the frustration from people.
The cure for not being able to sleep because you're worried about your business is Google Calendar. Just schedule it, organize it, and that will help you sleep better.
So, with your freelance business, are you working with clients to help them stay better organized, like with a file, client file? Like, how are you helping your clients stay more organized?
So what I do is I love helping people create the time-saving systems. So when I started learning more about virtual assisting, so I could create a company that really nurtures both the client and the virtual assistant, when I've been doing it, I've noticed a lot of them have the shiny object syndrome. So it's really keeping them on task and reminding them of what their priorities are. It's not necessarily something tangible, but it's what's inside their brain and what's going on. A lot of these companies are multi-million-dollar companies, and you see they've had great growth and they've had great success, but there is still something going on in their brain that's making them feel like something is not on track. So what I really help with is I lighten their load a lot by doing very simple email management, calendar management, but then the time-saving systems come into place where we can go in there, see what systems that they're doing, and basically do an entire audit of it and see where can we cut down this time, where are maybe there's a few too many clicks that we're doing in this software, maybe we're not using the software appropriately to the best way for efficiency. Because I know a lot of times when software gets started, people just want to get right into it, get started, and they don't necessarily, truly learn about how it can really help you save time. So it's really just a big audit of how their entire business is running, what systems they want help with, and creating something that helps them stay focused, which also comes back to calendaring things, because then you have the mental capacity to actually focus. So that half hour of work that you're doing, you're not going to go grab your phone and you're not going to go, I got to go get a glass of water. I got to go check my Facebook. No, you're sitting here, we're doing work for 30 minutes and we have a goal to accomplish, and that's what we're going to do. So it's really teaching people mentally too, like, hey, you can do this. Plus, once you get it done, it's done, and then you can go do what you want. So there's a lot of benefits to it, but also getting it done correctly is important too. So it's not just let's get it done and let's get it done quickly. It's let's get it done quickly, but also efficiently, so there aren't mistakes. So we have to trail back and now do it again, because then we just took even more time, which is what we're trying not to do. So the big system audit is a really big thing that helps us understand what's really going on here and how we can best help.
Well, it was all great information. I know that you're just in the beginning stages of your freelance business. Can you share anything about it, like your name, like the name of it, or what stage are you at with it?
It's called Virtual Flow. It's at just the beginning. What we're doing right now is we're doing some test drives. We do have some virtual assistants that will be with clients, but I like to be very transparent with my business. And instead of growth, we're focusing on making sure we're setting our virtual assistants and our clients up for success. It's very important to us to build a really solid foundation. So when we have people coming to us, we're not like, what do we do? We know exactly what we do. We've got our systems in places. And for me, being able to do this for the past 6 months, I've really learned a lot about what is truly important, especially for the client relationship with their virtual assistant, which is communication. That's the number one thing. And I know a lot of people talk about how much they like communication, but from my years of experience of hiring, I've had 12 employees at one time. And from what I've noticed, a lot of people like to say that, but it's something that we truly don't just say, but we act on. We truly like that open communication because like I said, it helps get things done faster. and it lessens the back and forth. Wait, what did you say again? I got to call you now. Oh, you didn't answer. Now I got to wait for another call back. And it takes all of that away. So it's more efficient and effective, and people can feel good instead of anxious.
Great.
Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate
Oh, thank you guys so much for having me.
sharing the virtual world with us.
Yeah, and she's like Miss Organization herself.
Right.
I like organizing. You should see my closets. I like to organize the clothes by colors and by season.
Oh boy, she really organizes.
Oh, and I'm teaching my sons this too.
Oh no.
My 5-year-old already
watch
hangs
out,
up his
girls.
own
Whoever's
clothes.
going to marry those sons. We have your link in the chat. Yes, so people can reach out to you. Do you have anything that you want to offer our guests today? Any promotions or anything that you have going on?
I have a few freebies on my Instagram. My Instagram is just Melissa Etzler. It's just my name. If you go on there, you can find, I think it is 33 ways where to find clients. So it's a really great resource just to look and get some inspiration on where you can connect with people and start building more of those relationships, just like what you guys are doing, which I love. I love attending this stuff.
Well, it's so great to have you today, Melissa.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, with that, we would like to just give you one more reminder about the Connect Show Mastermind, which is coming up on Friday. And during this session, we're going to help you build a course. And whether it's new, first, or just getting started, you're probably hearing something click against my mic.
You didn't say anything about Fusion today.
Well, you know what we could do?
Oh, is it next on our list?
Oh, no, we can do a little Fusion.
So you guys asked everybody what they do for organization, but you never asked me. You just ignored me in the beginning, and it made me feel kind of like I'm not a part of the whole group, and it made me feel kind of bad.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm on this little screen over here, so I'm so sorry that we might have missed you, but feel free to tell us what you do for your organization right now.
But and also, like on the main feed now, it's just still has Melissa on the video feed, and she's not talking anymore, and it feels like it's having problems technically. I could get my friend Terry to help you perhaps, but like how come it just still has her video up? Now it just has your video up. It doesn't have everybody on the chat like it did before.
I think we should put you up next to us right now.
Okay, that would be awesome. But so I have a good what I do for organization is I'll take it and write on a piece of paper or write on my hand. And the key is, if you write on your hand just to remember something, the key is you can't get so anxious and you can't get so nervous, and because then you'll get sweaty and it will start to run on the ink and you can't read what you wrote on anymore. And so then it just is smudged.
That is a really bad problem. Have you figured out how to get past that?
And then the biggest problem, and this is, I'll be honest with you, is if you forget about it and you start rubbing onto your body, and you're rubbing onto your body, and then you forget that you have the stuff written on your hand. And some people say, well, why don't you write it on the back of your hand? Well, I rub my body with all parts of my hands.
Well, we appreciate all of that, and we're just about ready to end this show.
Thank you so much. That was great.
Bill and Peter get it. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Okay.
Thanks to everyone for coming today. And join us next week for our show with Lynn Karazi, the Data Magician, and Thomas Gay.
And we look forward to you guys, if you guys can come here on Thursday from 4 to 7 for the expansive grand opening.
It's going to be a hoot. And I just don't know.
You guys can come in and all see the whole, what did we call this?
Studio A5.
Studio. Yep,
Yeah.
Studio A5. You guys can come in and see how it all works, how big it is. It's so big in here, you have no idea.
Yep.
And see all the great water and coffee.
Yes. Or try it.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
So I feel like I am Chris Rock and just got slapped, and I think we're gonna call it with that. Thank you very much.
Is that Bill laughing?
Yes.
Did you stop recording?
I'm going to in a second. Oh my goodness. What in the heck?
Boy, that Chris Rock thing, people are gonna use that little meme forever.